Welcome to Watch and Complain, episode 186. We are like a book club for movies and TV.
Who?
Us.
A book club needs more than two people. Maybe we're a book duo. The dynamic book duo.
But I consider the viewers as part of the book club because they get to comment afterwards what they think.
So, like, when we're like, did everybody read Metamorphosis by Kafka? You're fat!
Metamorphosis
That wasn't part of
the
Metamorphosis.
vagina.
You keep going back to vaginas.
I do, but only one.
Mm-hmm.
The pair of vagina. We hope that you will or have watched The Last of Us episode 8. And in 2 weeks, we're going to talk about episode 9.
Yeah, because I didn't watch it yet.
Today on the show, we are talking about...
Barbie and the Rockers.
No. Today on the show, we are talking about The Last of Us episode 8, When We Are in Need.
Yeah.
Did you want me to go through the plot
Yes.
summary? Ellie leaves Joel, who is still recovering, to hunt for food. He was stabbed, remember?
No.
Okay. After shooting a deer, she tracks the wounded animal and encounters a preacher.
Technically, he was bitten by a bat.
Where she encounters a preacher, David, and his fellow hunter, James. Now, James is
A guy with a beard.
the guy who voiced
Oh, Joel in the game.
Joel in the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, I heard that. So when I was watching all the publicity, or not watching, but you know what I mean, like saw it on Instagram, whatever. They said Ellie is about to run into one of the most dangerous people she runs into in the game, apparently. So I thought this preacher guy was going to have like an overarching, like his narrative was going to continue into the show
Sure.
and continue into the later seasons, but guess not.
But no. So she trades her deer for penicillin. David reveals the man who stabbed Joel was a member of his group.
I did love what she said though when she gave up the deer for the penicillin. Do you remember?
No.
They said, "Give us that," and she went, "Oh dear."
I didn't catch that. Did she say that?
Yep.
That's great. Ellie leaves to treat Joel. The next day, she discovers David and his men have followed her to seek vengeance on Joel.
Also, have you ever gotten penicillin in syringe form? I never have. Anytime I've ever gotten penicillin, it's always been pill form. So I would have no idea.
Well, when you go into the hospital, they give it to you in liquid IV.
Yeah, but
So that would be the same.
no, I get that. But my point is, like, how much? Like, if you're giving them like a syringe, how much would you give them?
I assume you wouldn't know. And you just
So
have
you
to be
just
like,
kind of
fuck it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
she's
better
just kind of
than
winging it.
nothing.
Yeah, no, good point.
Also, like, this was a situation. Oh, where was I going with this?
It was a situation
It was a situation.
in which Flavor Flav showed up. Imagine Flavor Flav in the apocalypse.
She flees to draw them away, but
don't
is
know what time it
captured.
was.
So when they were showing this new camp
Mm-hmm.
with the preacher, you were like, okay, he's a religious nut.
Yeah,
and they're following.
I got the cannibal vibe from minute one.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, I wasn't sure. Like,
Yeah, Leslie and I were watching it, and I was like, dude, these are cannibals. 100% cannibals.
but turns out they didn't know.
They don't know, but him and a couple
Him
of other
and the
people know.
top, yeah.
And again, you know what? That's where you start getting, for me, into Thanos territory, where I 100% agree with the bad guy's reckoning for why he does what he does and his reasoning.
The same to my wife. If it comes down to it and you're about to die, if
That's right.
there's people available to eat, do it.
That's right. You eat them.
Like, you got to do what you got to do. That's why you see, like, other movies use this trope all the time where it's like, we have to decide who we're going to eat.
Yeah, but it's also like they treat it in this, and I like that. I feel like the actor that was playing the preacher really, he wasn't acting. He truly believed in what his character was talking about, because it makes it that much more viable. It's like when Josh Brolin's playing Thanos. He and even when Jonathan Major's playing Kang. You to name recent ones. There's been far better, but to name some recent examples, when they wholeheartedly believe in their cause, it makes for a much better bad guy.
I didn't think that he actually believed in the religious part of it.
No,
Rather,
no.
he was just using it as a tool.
Yep. To control sheep.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. And then that way he has all his sheep that he can eat over time and survive.
Sheet.
Have you ever eaten a sheet?
No.
We're not going to talk about the white sheets.
I've wiped my
Stop it.
butt with one.
She flees to draw them
Wasn't
away,
a white sheet afterwards, if you know
but
what I'm
is
saying.
captured. At David's camp, he reveals he has been feeding his group human flesh.
Technically, she discovers it when she sees the ear. And one thing I will say for Bella Ramsey, fantastic job in this one. And I know everybody's giving her accolades and whatnot, but I mean, a lot of people were praising her. What's the right? Like her. She's standing up to the man, and her like Ripley-esque attitude. She will not be fucked with. And yeah, that was awesome. But my favorite parts of her in this episode was where she was starting to crack. You know what I mean? Where she was like, where she almost couldn't fucking take it anymore.
Yep.
I was like, she's such, or they, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what she
Thinks like it's the end of her.
But what a wonderful
Or him.
acting job.
She's great.
She does so well. I'm really impressed by her, man.
Meanwhile, Joel awakens and tortures some of David's men into telling him Ellie's whereabouts. So he's getting up from being out of, like, he couldn't move,
Yeah.
but he's had to force himself
And
up.
I know a lot of people were bitching, you wouldn't get up that fast. I'm like, dude, just shut up. The story's got to fucking continue.
It's a movie.
But
a
it's
TV
also,
show.
I don't want to watch
It's a game.
him coughing, you know, like half an hour of that. And then, he's just barely, like, just forget that. Yeah, it's a game. Just
move
come
on.
on. That part is, I get it. Like, I can suspend disbelief enough to know that he might need a little bit more time to recover, but he ain't got it. And I do love Joel is a no bullshit kind of torturer, where it's not like, you better tell me what's going on right now. You better tell me everything. He's like, okay, I'm going to fucking stab you in the guy. I'm going to pop off your fucking kneecap. And then you're going to tell me, oh, no, don't pop, stab right down into his leg. And I'm like, I love that he is no bullshit. He does not have time for the fucking, for the jibba jabba.
When shit hits the fan,
He's just like, I'm
there's
stabbing and going.
No more thinking. You just do. And that's the
like
way you have
parenthood.
to survive. And he's learned to survive in that way.
That's what parenthood's like. Every now and then when I'm holding a knife to my kid, I'm like, listen, motherfucker, you better listen. They're like, I don't want to eat my Cheerios. Stab, pop off their kneecap and be like, walk to school with that. That's why my kids have trouble walking.
You have some weird
They take a
dreams.
bus.
Meanwhile, Joel awakens and I'll say it anyway. Joel awakens and tortures some of David's men into telling him Ellie's whereabouts. David and James attempt to kill Ellie, but she kills James and escapes.
Yep.
David hunts her down and tries to assault her. So he tries to full-on rape her
Did he?
in the fire. So
I don't know. I didn't get the vibe
while
that she was
she's
trying to rape him.
escaping, she causes a fire, and then he tries to attack her,
Yep.
and he wants her. I am assuming he wants her as his wife, one of his wives.
I didn't. You know what? I'd have to rewatch it,
It
but
becomes sexual.
yeah, I didn't feel it. And I'm sure you're right, but I don't remember a
trying
rape
to
vibe.
rape her in the fire while things are burning down around him.
Maybe that's how he gets hot.
Well, maybe that's a one-track mind, right? Like an ADHD type thing, like you're hyper-focused in that way.
But maybe he's like, man, I'm getting hot. And it's like all the surroundings, and he's like, better bone this chick before the fucking place burns down.
Don't do that, even in a fire.
Even having sex, you know the hardest part about having sex next to a fireplace? Is if you're doing it one night, like one side of you always gets like super hot, so you like turn around, and if you're doing like doggy style or something, then your butt gets really hot. It's a pain in the ass. That's why I shouldn't have a sex. Shouldn't have a sex beside a fireplace. I might be having a stroke. So remember, the signs of a stroke are fast. Is it? Yes. No?
I'm so confused.
Yeah, it's fast. Is it fast? No.
It's been an
Fuck.
abortion
It's
of an episode.
safe because it's speech. Is it
Is
it slurried?
what are you drinking?
Fuck. I didn't get my tea.
Is this
so
the problem?
Phil had to start the show so I couldn't even go upstairs and get my tea. I'm sure it's fast.
Oh my goodness. Tries to assault her, but she overpowers him and kills him with a meat cleaver. A meat cleaver. A meat cleaver. I
Maybe
don't remember the meat cleaver.
Stay. No.
But it's apropos. Apropos?
Yeah, the big, butcher knife.
Sure. Joel finds a traumatized Ellie outside the cult's burning community center and comforts her. That's how I wrote it.
Converts her.
That's how I read it. This has been an episode. Thank you. No.
And converts her. So she's already getting out of one cult. And he's like, Ellie, you
Well,
need to be my
he was
wife.
in that cult, and now we get
I saw a cover of the game. I'd seen it before, but I forgot about it. Now I'm mostly only seeing like the cover of the show. Ellie seems much younger than she is in the show. So she's only like, I'm assuming 11, 12 in the video game.
But there's a lot of differences. In the game.
No. That's not my point. My point is like if in the game this priest guy was trying to rape her, like that's a far more evil thing than because I get the
she's still playing a what?
No, I get it, but I get the vibe that Bella Ramsey plays her like she's like maybe 15.
How old is she? Yeah.
I get the vibe she's kind of like 15, but when you look at the video game, and not that raping a 15-year-old is anything to say that's okay, but my point is,
it's different.
If
from
it was like an
9-year-old.
11-year-old, 9 or 11,
gotcha.
different.
So, what did you think of the episode?
I enjoyed it. I liked that.
Not as good as the mall episode. That's mall episode is my favorite so far.
I think my favorite episode so far is when they get Henry and Sam, the two black kids.
Oh, okay. But that was a two-parter?
Well, the one where they run away and that big fucking tanker comes out.
Okay, yeah.
And then when Henry and
The
Sam...
one where action happens a lot.
Well, then Sam shoots himself at the end. I did like that episode a lot. I thought it was, like, again, the strength of the show is its acting. It's so...
Yeah.
It's
acting first.
Yeah, it's really, really good. But yeah, no, this was a great episode. Everyone had very nice beards.
So... Good episode.
Yep.
Next week will be the season finale.
Woo! That actually happened yesterday. But again, I didn't watch it because I don't want to be in trouble for watching it without my significant other partner in life.
We'll talk about it in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Did you watch this episode? We want to hear your comments. What did you think of it?
We're sorry that you've been watching.
Really sorry today.
Watch it complain. That sentence doesn't even make sense.
We're sorry that you've
We're
been
sorry
watching.
that you've been watching. Really sorry today. Watch it complain.
Yeah, well, you need tea.
You know what? It'll be hot tea because I'm a
awful human being.